Hello again, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another one of our videos. This one's brought to you by our partners at Liqui Moly. Today I'm going to talk to you about a shining example of American speed, but I'm not talking about Traveler, our Superbird behind us. No, I'm talking about this Mercury Grand Marquis. It is the absolute pinnacle of American speed in 1995. So let's dig into it. So this is not just clickbait, folks. This really is the fastest Mercury Grand Marquis in the country, and I'll get to why. But first, let's dig into a little bit of the history of this car. Whew! 4.6 liter single overhead cam V8, the best Ford had to offer circa 1995. And it does have Liqui Moly flowing through its veins. Also, it has a very dead battery, and that's why it's still sitting in the woods here. So I won't bore you anymore with this monstrosity of an engine. But I bought this car maybe 2 years ago, and I bought it with the intention to be a Holes of Hazard police car, which is why it's painted up the way that it is. Thanks to my buddy James Royston, who did the magnificent paint job on it. It was gray and like primer gray and black, I think, when I got it. It was really, really terrible. It looked like somebody let their 14 or 15-year-old just go to town with some primer and got the result of what you might think that would look like. But got the black spray painted wheels, spray painted white, spray painted, I think that was once like actual black and not primer. But anyway, going around it a little bit here, I bought this thing. James Royston went drag racing in this thing. Apparently he's number 491. Have to get him to see how fast this thing actually went. But anyway, I bought it to be a Holes of Hazard police car, and I had painted it halfway. You're going to see some of why I painted it the way that I did, and kind of a little bit of this car's journey in the second episode of Holes of Hazard. But I concocted a event called Coast Shootout, and this thing, loud. So Coast Shootout is the easternmost point in the continental United States, which is West Quoddy Head, Maine, northeast Maine, right on the coast. There's a beautiful lighthouse there, racing all the way to Key West, Florida, the southernmost tip of the United States. That's annoying. So I was putting this event together and needed more cars, and a buddy of mine hit me up, and the rules for this is it had to be 1996 or older. So since it had to be 96 or older, he couldn't run his car. So I offered this car to him, and he did this with it. He finished painting it white and black, and it at one point had another 22-gallon fuel cell in the back, and he proceeded to recruit another driver and drove it up to Maine with us. So there were 3 of us at the start of that race, and I'm not going to go into the whole race, but as far as their experience, we ran in tandem, very close, within 10-15 minutes of each other, all the way from Maine through Florida. So crazy experience to be that close together in a transcontinental race 20 hours into the race, right? But eventually we ended up breaking apart, and James ended up finishing second in this car in the race. And with that, he went 26 hours and I believe 42 minutes from the easternmost tip of the U.S. to the southernmost tip, Maine to Key West. And it was really fast. So it was really interesting. My team ran a Volvo, and the Volvo was obviously slower because it was a 5-cylinder. But our top speed, we could get like 112 or 114, I think. And this one was governed at 108 miles an hour. So we could stretch it out on them every now and then. But then if we ever slowed down and had to speed back up, they'd come roaring past us because this thing has way more acceleration than our Volvo did. But it's a great little car. I don't plan to sell it anytime soon. I had thought about it at one point, but it's just such a good little car, at least when it starts, which is not right now, of course. But it'll be getting some action here to finish up filming Hulls of Hazard 2 and hopefully move on into 3 and 4. I don't know. Hopefully it'll get some more life throughout the course of the series, but there's a chance this thing could get jumped or something like that. Maybe do a rollover, do some skidding. But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it'll live. Maybe it'll live to see another East Coast Shootout. It's hard to say, but I appreciate everyone tuning in to watch. If you haven't already, take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. There's some videos with that Superbird. There's some videos of Stonewall in its early form. I'll probably do that as my next video, do a current walk around of the Plymouth Duster we call Stonewall and show you what it's all about. So tune in for that next time. Appreciate you watching.